to spending money on clean energy, are you looking to spend that money on Canadian clean tech companies? There's a lot of them here, or will it be similar to the previous federal government that spent it on foreign giants on EV battery plants? Attaching a second part to that is, what policies or programs will you bring to place to help innovators more generally prosper in Canada?
Okay, very important question. So increasing focus across a range of policies on catalyzing Canadian investment and Canadian supply chain. So I'll give you an example, if I can, from yesterday, which is we're looking to double the rate of home building, as you would have seen, through new technologies in part, and Canadian innovation in modular housing, mass timber, etc. That's actually, it's better for people who buy the homes. Their homes cost less, they're cheaper to run. It's also much lower emission as a consequence. So that's an example of us using a small amount of government money, clear objectives, clear specifications in order to catalyze Canadian industry. I think as well, where we look at on the clean energy side, the direction of your question is the direction we're headed, so that we're building out that supply chain. We won't have exclusivity because we know we can be best in class, and some of it's from learning from others, but it's building back through, and that's part of the reason why I spent an important amount of time on where we're going on critical metals and minerals, how we get that to market, how we build out the supply chains. And last point, if I may, it does relate to the geopolitical situation, because we as a country need to think very clearly about who are our partners for this emerging industry. We are going to be one of the leaders in this industry. Do we want to reinforce our dependence with the United States with this industry? Or do we want to build on some of the conversations that I have begun with the Europeans, potentially others, on building supply chains out for other partners?
So that was a long answer to a complicated question from the Globe and Mail. But I can appreciate why they asked it, because one of the criticisms of the Liberal government previously was that, yes, they were investing in green energy, but in some cases they weren't necessarily investing in companies that were like homegrown. It would be, potentially a multinational company that is headquartered outside of the country. And so I can appreciate that concern. I think what a lot of people would like to hear, and what Carney didn't say, is that we're only going to invest in Canadian companies. The problem with that is, what if a Canadian company doesn't have the best solution? And what if an international company is willing to build some sort of production plant or something like that in Canada, in part because they, it's closer to where the materials to build something are going to be taken from, or something like that. The non-exclusivity aspect of it, it makes sense, because while yes, we do not want to be reliant on America, still having trade partnerships with other countries is important. Working with companies doing the right thing in other countries can still very much benefit Canada. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't write a script for this video because I need to go to bed. So I'm going to go to bed now. Bye.